And we are live. What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackalope, Robert R. Ricks. This is the Robert R. Ricks Show, where we talk about pop culture, entertainment, and actually a continuation. I have a show that I do starting at 7 o'clock. That's the Angry Jackalope Show. That's where we do conspiracy, talk about blades, and all kinds of other shit. It's just kind of a, free for all, wild, good time. And this one, probably more of the same shit. So recap from the last show. Try some different alcohol. Drank that stuff. It was pretty fucking good. It's pretty delicious. And even though I did little micro shots, I am feeling it slightly. So I am feeling myself pretty well. And just wanted to kind of touch bases and talk about some of the stuff that in a little more detail that I alluded to last show. So first and foremost, let's go right into Predator. A lot of people harped on it. A lot of people had a bad review of it. Didn't really like it. They thought it was a steamy pile of shit. And I saw some of my favorite reviewers giving it grades like D plus. And I think the problem with those folks is they had expectations set way too fucking high. They might have believed the hype. They might have been a little bit more hopeful than kind of trenched in reality. And that's unfortunate because when I watched it, I thought it was all right. I thought it was pretty good. It was fun. I didn't see the continuity problems people talked about. There might have been some points they missed. For example, the whole shipping to his son, that wasn't supposed to happen. He was supposed to ship that stuff to a P.O. box, but he didn't pay for the P.O. box, so they just delivered it to his house. That was a point that I think a lot of people missed. Like, why would you send something potentially dangerous like that to your special needs son? So I was like, yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I went in expecting a big, steamy pile of shit, and it was fun. Iron Fist, Season 2, about, little more than almost halfway through. And the action is a lot better. This is on Netflix. This is Season 2 of Iron Fist. Season 1 of Iron Fist, there was quite a few problems people had with it. The martial arts really wasn't that good, considering it's supposed to be a martial art based show. This one, it's got that kind of soap opera kind of feel to it. We get to see Ward. He's back in there again. The sister's there. Danny's there. So far, the only crossover character that we've seen from the other shows is Misty Knight. So Misty Knight does show up, and that's gonna be cool because in the comic books, Misty Knight and Colleen become a team up called Daughters of the Dragon, and they have enough good chemistry as far as friends. I think they could pull that off pretty well. In Luke Cage, there's a scene where Colleen is hanging out with Misty, and it's good. It's good. So hopefully that could happen. I don't know. I don't know. Which one time with Prometheus? The Predator? No. Not at all. No way, shape, or form. Predator did some obligatory nods. This is not a reboot. It's kind of like Predator 3. So they alluded to stuff that happened in Predator 1 and in Predator 2, which was kind of cool, seeing that they had that continuity tied in there. So that's some of the stuff that I liked. And they had some people that said, the joking and the bantering was a bit too much, and people didn't respond realistically, and things of that nature. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. It just seemed okay to me. Didn't seem so far out of reality that it stood out as like something distracting. I rode the movie, rode along, and it was actually decent. Now, in regards to Iron Fist on Netflix, there are some problems. There are some serious problems with it. You could see where they edited and cut shit out because instead of 12 or 13 episodes like they've done for Luke Cage and even the first Iron Fist, this one is 10. So there's at least 2 episodes worth of stuff that was cut to trim it down to 10. And there are some pieces in there as you watch. They're like build up a thing. You're like, oh, okay. So what happens now? And they don't talk about it. You just here's a perfect analogy. Um, we spend 20 minutes talking about how I'm going to make a cake, okay, and all the stuff that I need to make this cake. And you tell me, yeah, we're gonna go to Walmart to make this cake, and then um, the next scene, like we're not even eating the cake. Like it's 3 days later, and we're referencing the cake. It's kind of like it feels like there's a piece missing. Garen says, I know who they will get to beat Thanos. Uh, oh, no. God damn it. You know, in the Marvel Comics, she is credited as beating Thanos. Obviously, not with an Infinity Gauntlet, but Uatu, the Watcher, has confirmed Squirrel Girl has beat Thanos. I like Squirrel Girl. I think it's a cute character. And squirrels are fucking pretty badass, but you're not beating Thanos. That was somebody high as fuck, and they did some bullshit because there's no way. The only one that's going to really beat Thanos is Thanos himself. And, you know, even in the first movie, they kind of alluded to it already because when he's visited by Gamora and she says, did you do it? He's like, yeah. And she asks him, what did it cost? And he says, it costs everything. Subconsciously, like, on a conscious level, he had the force of will. Hang on, guys. I'm actually working. And this is actually an alert that I have to... Fuck. I have to do this real quick, guys. So give me a second, and we will revisit Thanos. So let's see here. Where are we at right now? We are 7 minutes in. So I'm going to make a note of that because this will be an hour show. And if it takes me 10 minutes to do this, then we will continue it to get a full hour. So let's see. We are at 8 minutes right now. All right. So I got a note of that. I think I could do it on this machine. Let me go ahead and bring that ticket up. I had hoped that this wouldn't happen, but it does happen. Not very often, but it happened tonight. So what I'm doing right now is I am actually logging in. I see the problem here. And my phone's going to go off again because I have now accepted the ticket. Alright, so let's see. So what I gotta, this is actually a pretty easy one to check. So all I really need to do, and the fucking, oh, there it is. I'm going to say, of course, on this machine, I don't have the tools that I need, but I do. I actually have the tools that I need here. So I have to actually, because the way we do things, there is a whole lot of credentialing that I have to do. And now that I have my testing tools up, I can actually log in and make sure we're up and running like we're supposed to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fuck. Yeah. Fucking hell. God damn it. This is turning out to be a bigger situation than I first thought. Let me go and look at all the emails. Let's see. Alright. So this is... That sucks. Fucking sucks. Alright, let's, Well, fucking yippity doo dah, yippity yay. Fuck me, what a wonderful day. Alright. Let's... Something is not right, because normally when we have a situation like this, I can get into the machine to troubleshoot. But this particular time, it's telling me to fuck off. Which is no bueno. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just got a different message that says it's fucking down. That's why I can't connect to it. Fuck. Oh, this fucking sucks. This fucking sucks so bad. Alright, let's try a different route. Of course, the one fucking time... Oh, that's funny because this motherfucker is actually up. What's my fucking... What is my major malfunctions, numbnuts? What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Did your mommy and daddy not give you enough love growing up? Sir, no, sir. Okay, there it is. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I yell Marco Polo. Oh, I'm yelling Marco and this motherfucker is not yelling Polo. Son of a bitch. Of fucking course. Of course. Ah, fuck. Well, god damn it. Oh, hell. You know... Of course, unless of course, the horse. This is a Mr. Ed shit right here because this fucking blows. This blows hard. Yeah, you guys get to watch me fucking stress out here for a second. If this is .2... The other one is going to be .3. .3. Yeah. Oh, good. Did it come back up? Let me see if it came back up. Are you home already?
Yeah.
I'm streaming right now. So don't come in flashing me your titties or anything like that, because the fucking world will see your titties, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, fucking Angry Jackalope's wife's got a fucking rack on her. Jesus Christ, I got a ticket right now too." This is turning out to be a fucking snafu foobar fucking situation for realies. You're home hella early.
Yes. He was like busy in the ER.
They sent you home, huh?
They were watching football.
Oh, they're watching football. That's amazing. 165.
You didn't mow the lawn today, huh? Mom didn't mow it?
No, because it was too hot this morning, and then it got
Before.
super windy. It will get done before your party. Don't you worry. I realize your party is on the day I'm supposed to stream too.
You could stream.
Yeah, you can stream a bunch of people drunk off their asses. All right, this fucker is down hard. Son of a bitch must die. Well, fuck, guys. I'm sorry. I really wanted to do this fucking show, but this is bad. This is bad. I gotta update real quick. Let me go ahead and update the customer. You know what? Let me, before I do all of this, check something real quick, because sometimes there's maintenance that's happening, and I might have missed that this morning. So let me look at my shift change. Let me look. It's a little early for them to be doing some maintenance, though. This is not the right time, but I'm kind of grasping at straws here. Oh, oh, wait, I see something that says planned outage. If that's the case, my question is, why the fuck? Let's see, planned. That's the power outage. Nope. Nope. What is this? Are you serious? Planned B outage, but they don't tell me which fucking one is it. Hang on, guys. Hoping this is the one. Nope, that's not it. Alright, so that's not it. Okay. This really sucks. I know this must be boring as shit for you guys. I apologize. Hey, what's up, Jay? Sorry, guys. Let's see. And we've seen it down. Anyone doing any maintenance on it? Continue to investigate the issue. Okay. So, looks like this really fucking blows. Oh my god. Really didn't want this shit to go down. So you see me juggling between multiple machines. Yeah. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. I already know. Yeah, it's work stuff, Jay. It's fucking work shit that just fucking kicked me right in the fucking balls. Let's see. Let me see. Anything? So right now I'm troubleshooting. I'm trying to figure out why she being a bitch. Why she being a bitch? And there's no... she's fucking down. She's not answering. And if she's not answering, let's see. Make sure it's not a route issue. 'Cause sometimes things look like they're down, but they're not really down. They're just kind of lost. And sometimes when they're lost, you can actually find them. So let's put that. That's right. That would be cool if you could fucking just throw a hammer on this shit and fix it. That would be fucking stellar. Alright, so we're looking at .2. So let's do this. Let's ping this address instead. Let's try that. Okay, let's try that. So the question now is, I am on which one? So it's gotta be 3. So let's do, I don't think that's gonna work anymore. They changed everything on me. You seriously coming in a nightgown?
What?
Yeah, I told you we're streaming. And you coming in a nightgown. Oh my lord. My wife's crazy. She forgets that I was streaming. Comes in a fucking nightgown. That's right. It wasn't like she came in a fucking lingerie or anything. Okay. So, yeah, you won't find it on the mail carton. Alright, so that being said, this is fucked. So now what I gotta do is I actually have to open a different ticket. So I'm gonna log in. Yeah, I know, man. I'm trying to keep the shit simple. Trying to keep it simple. Okay, so been a while since I've logged in here to open a ticket. So hopefully everything is still the same. So first thing I'm going to check. So where is this at? This is in Atlanta. Do I see anything going on over there? Let's see. So let's look at their trouble map. Nothing there. Only issues looks like they got is... yeah, I'm aware of those. Okay, so this is brand fucking new. Okay, I had hoped, I had hoped sometimes you'll get a ticket, you'll start working a ticket, and it's because some fucker is doing some work and they didn't bother to let us know that that was the case. But this, everything is clean across the board, so we're going to go ahead and create a new ticket. Alright, so now what I gotta do is I hate when this stuff happens. This is really stressful too, because unlike other companies, the minute we get something that comes through, we're on it. We're on it. We monitor this shit 24/7. And the frustrating thing is when we have to go and open a ticket somewhere else, they don't move like we move. Let's see here. So it's kind of frustrating because we will get things going, rocking and rolling. Alright, so the issue is we are down. We are When did the problem start? And they have a fucking calendar. It's like, yeah, let me report an issue that started last fucking week. I swear to God. Sometimes the shit, the thinking that some of these companies have. Let's see. It's about, let's see. So we are 8 minutes into the video. We're 25 minutes into the video right now. What is that? 17 minutes ago. So 17 minutes ago would have made it roughly 8:15. Oh, they don't go to that level. Okay, so I'll just say 8 o'clock. Mountain time. Mountain time, motherfucker. Is the problem still occurring? Why, yes, it is. Yep. Nope. Yeah, you're not lying. No, it's not. So okay. Then I give them a reference of my ticket. So the ticket number that I have for my system is this. Ah, come on. I hate when you go to cut and paste and sometimes there we go. It doesn't copy and paste and it pastes some shit you copied a long time ago. It's still not okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? Alright. Let's do it the old fashioned way. I'll just type it in. Okay. Sure. No. Portal. That's my name. Don't wear it out. And submit. What? What errors in the fucking form? Oh. Oh, I guess they have a new thing on the top that I'd never seen before. Ticket type repair or new activation. So it's a repair. Anyway, try it again. Okay, that worked. Now let's go and put a note in my system. Opened. Make sure this is internal. It's internal. Submit. Okay, so we got that. And my phone's going to go off again now because I just updated it. Alright, there we go. Now, Murphy's Law dictates because I went and actually opened a ticket that's going to get a bunch of other people working on this, now things are going to start to pop back up, and then I'll have to go in and say, oops, never mind, everything's fucking golden. The fuck is this? That's the note from them letting me know that they have opened up a ticket to help me. Yay! Thank you! Thank you! Alright, now I gotta wait an hour for somebody to fucking pick it up and tell me they're working on it, and then an hour later they'll tell me they're still working on it. So I got that going, so there's nothing else I can do at the moment, so I can go ahead and jump back to my fucking stream. Okay, so now I gotta sit and fucking wait. That's the thing that's frustrating. You try to fix something, and the people who have the tools to help push it along aren't available. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts, I tell you. Drives me fucking nuts. So anyway, as we were saying about Thanos, I think when he told Gamora uh, that he gave too much, he gave it all. Subconsciously, he's probably tore up about the whole situation. Now you understand this Infinity Gauntlet. It it does a lot of different things, right? So if you can modify reality with just your mind, just imagine subconsciously you want something, but consciously you're fighting it. Well, what wins? Your subconscious or your conscious? You know, what happens if he falls asleep at some point and he wills certain things to change? In the comic books, he had a counterpoint. He had Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock would sit there and challenge him and say, okay, so now what? You know, why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see Adam Warlock in the next Avengers. We'll see Captain Marvel, which I'm like, we'll see. Or the one above all. So I don't think they're going to bring the celestial beings into the mix. It's too abstract. It's going to be too hard for people's mind to wrap around things like eternity and all these other beings. Now, there was a couple of flaws, like, for example, Thanos, his snap affected just the universe. It didn't affect a multiverse. It didn't affect all reality. It just affected the one that he was existing in, you know? Hey, look at that. My wife decided to jump in on the stream. That's hilarious. We're talking geeky shit right now, honey. We're talking about Avengers and Thanos and what's going to take Thanos out. Because Garen asked the question, who would I think was going to take out Thanos? I think Thanos is going to take Thanos out. I think Doctor Strange did something with the Time Stone. I think he did something with that. He kind of messed with it. So I think there's a couple of pieces that are going to be in play that's going to eventually cause the downfall of Thanos. And I think, I don't think all the people that disappeared are dead. I think they exist inside of the Infinity Gauntlet. There's a soul stone, and I think they're all sitting inside the soul stone. And so I think we'll see them again. Because I mean, obviously they got a new Spider-Man movie coming out. They got a new Doctor Strange movie coming out. They have definitely, we're talking about Black Panther. So you know, you can't do sequels without that. So spoiler alert, unless they do some kind of a stupid X-Men reboot type of thing where they say fuck all continuity and we're just wiping everything back to to a different point. So there are things like time travel. Time travel could play a role in it. But again, you would think with the Infinity Gauntlet and being damn near omnipotent, Thanos would be aware of all of that. And I also found it interesting telling that Thanos, Loki, Jay, it's interesting because Loki is one of these characters that has cheated death multiple times. For all we know, Loki could have cast a spell with a doppelganger that went and did all of that stuff, because it was really kind of silly the way he died, right? Because it was so obvious he was going to attack him. And then, Thanos is just like, whatever, he just fucking takes him out. But it's irrelevant, because I think if everything is reset, everything leading up to Thanos acquiring the Tesseract and the other stones, the Power Stone, for example, which we didn't even see him acquire the Power Stone. So the other thing is, Thanos did a rookie mistake. He, part of it from a moral point of view, he said half of the universe would be wiped out, and he didn't selectively pick anybody. You would have thought the very first thing he would have did is use the time stone very similar to Doctor Strange and see all probable outcomes of his actions. Uh, and then cockblock everybody, because then he could have used the reality stone, just to take out the key players, you know. Um, yeah, I saw that one too, and it was kind of bullshit because really they were like, oh, they were goading him and he got mad and, they beat him. And I'm like, you can't beat Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Even that scene where Thor hits him with the fucking axe and Thor tells him, I told you I was going to kill you. You know, it's really funny because he could just be like, fuck. The first thing with the Reality Stone is, put a barrier around me that anything that could potentially hurt me is instantly obliterated. You know what I mean? And Thanos is not a dumb character. He's not. He's probably one of the most brilliant beings in the universe. Um, he's super fucking smart. And so, is he driven by emotion in the comic books? Most definitely, because he was so frustrated trying to win the affection of death that he just would get emotional. But then he would catch himself later and he would rectify the situation. And in the movie, he seems less emotional than the comic book counterpart. So that makes him a lot more dangerous in my mind, because he's doing shit for an idea, for an ideology. He's not doing it for love. He's not doing it for fame or power or anything else. Not to power just to have power's sake. He's doing it to save the universe. And that makes him infinitely more dangerous, because he's got an ideology to save, and even his what do you call them, his followers, the followers of Thanos, they believe in his quest. And so it's kind of interesting. So I stand by my assessment. The only way to beat Thanos is by Thanos wanting to be defeated. It's kind of like a serial killer wanting to get caught. It's the same basic principle here. He tries to stab Thanos right. Is left hand. I thought he was right-handed. Yeah, see? Exactly. So if it's a mirror image, that would make sense why he was attacking with the wrong hand. So, and, Loki could also be ambidextrous. I mean, it could be any number of things, and we'll have to wait and see what they come up with in the next, I mean, I think it's next year, I think it's next year. Next year we'll be able to see. Is it next year? I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Let's see. The next Infinity War. The next Avengers. Bump. Is. Says the next Avengers movie will be released. It says. Continue. Yeah, it was interesting too. This points out the ones that survived Thanos' mass killing was basically a lot of the original Avengers: Black Widow, Hulk, War Machine, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. Not Rocket. Rocket doesn't, whatever. Let's see. Deadpool dress. Well, there's not much in the way of Marvel before 2019. Avengers 4 is set to be released May 3rd, 2019. So March 2019, we see Captain Marvel. And so her movie will probably have an end credit scene that will set up the rest of it.
catch his ass in the shower when he's got the gauntlet off and finish him. Yeah, the problem is when you have a thing like the Infinity Gauntlet, you don't have to shower because you could just will away the dirt, or you could just lay down a mandate in reality that says you don't get funky. Period. You know, the Infinity Gauntlet is fucking amazing. It's now the only thing that's kind of funny is, and it's a deviation from the comic book, is after he did the finger snap, the gauntlet looks fucked up. The gauntlet looks like it's broken, and that is not what happens in the comics. In fact, in the comics, when he does that, it's nothing. There's no adverse effect whatsoever, other than people just randomly disappearing all over the universe. So I think they took some creative liberty and put some limitations on the gauntlet, which kind of sucks because that makes it not as powerful as they depict it to be. Now, again, we could also be seeing the ramifications of something that Doctor Strange might have done. Doctor Strange might have foreseen the finger snap and using the time stone caused the gauntlet to accelerate to some later point when it is somewhat decimated and broken. You think the X-Men are going to joining the MCU in the next movie? I don't think all of them. I think we could see Wolverine, because that was kind of an interesting interaction. There was a point where Wolverine jumped at Thanos, and Thanos turned his bones into rubber. And so Wolverine kind of fell to the ground like a big rubbery ball, like little blah, 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 like this, and it was kind of crazy to see it. But yeah, I think you could put them in there, but I don't think it would jive very well. So my initial thinking is probably not. As much as I'd love to see, like, for example, Deadpool slide into the MCU, that's not going to happen either. So that's unfortunate because having mutants in there with the Avengers could open it up for X versus A, or AVX, Avengers versus X-Men, which was a pretty good story arc. And, that would be fun, but I don't see it. Looks like Fox is having a hard time with their stuff. Like their New Mutants movie got pushed back. I was really excited to see what they were going to do with that. Their Dark Phoenix storyline is going to release, but I can't stand the girl that they've got cast to play Jean Grey in the Dark Phoenix, the girl from Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh fuck, I hate this bitch. Ugh, I can't stand her. And to have her as fucking Phoenix, man, that really irks me because Dark Phoenix was one of my favorite. Yeah, Phoenix against Thanos would be fucking a good fight. But again, Phoenix is like a more beefy Galactus. Like Galactus needs a machine to consume a planet. The Dark Phoenix Force, actually could consume a planet by itself. So Thanos versus Dark Phoenix would be an epic fight, especially with the Infinity Gauntlet. Without the Gauntlet, Dark Phoenix would eat his ass up. She would take his ass out in a one-on-one fight. If he had time and knew she was coming, he might be able to rig up something to kind of fight her and beat her because he's smart. He can do shit like Tony Stark and Reed Richards. He could actually invent something to allow him to take out the Phoenix Force. But with the Infinity Gauntlet, fuck, he could will her to be his bitch, and she wouldn't be able to stop it. That's how OP the Infinity Gauntlet was. It was just super overpowered. It was just ridiculous. And that's why they started bringing all of the celestial beings in, and they laid stuff down, and they were like, okay, these you can never be reassembled again, and then something came along later and did some other stuff. Like there was 3 different arcs to the Infinity storyline, and it looks like they're doing a 4th one right now. Now, I was seeing some of the comics about Infinity. Okay. Infinity Quest or some other shit that's going on right now. Yeah, telepathy. Well, Jean Grey is an Omega class telepath. When she comes into her own, she rivals Xavier. And we saw Mantis jumping on Thanos and kind of pacifying him while the rest of the team was trying to rip off the Infinity Gauntlet from his hands in the movie. So that in the movie, that shows a definite weakness on his part. So in theory, yeah, she would definitely be able to fucking fuck him up. And if she had Professor X in there too, yeah, that would definitely be a problem. Now, again, you know, because of the way that they are running Thanos, the way that they are using his character, he's really not using the tools effectively. It's kind of like, okay, I've got a bazooka, but instead of me using this bazooka to blow apart a building where my enemies are at, I decide I'm going to use the bazooka like a baseball bat. It's like, really, dude? You're not really using it to its full potential. You're actually squandering its fucking power. You know, and some of it they kind of explain because he has his own little sense of morality and admiration and respect for certain characters, so he doesn't kind of do things. That's what I said. In this movie, it definitely looks like Thanos is going to defeat Thanos, because if it were me with the Infinity Gauntlet, the movie would have been over relatively quick, because part of the half of the universe that would have went away would have also been all of the heroes and the villains. I would have laid a mandate down. Anybody that has super abilities or has the potential of unraveling what I've done is gone. And that would have been it. Done deal. Because nobody else would have been able to do anything about it. You know? Finished. So, that's why I say Thanos will ultimately defeat Thanos. It'll be interesting to see the Ant-Man who's stuck in the quantum realm, how he comes out of there and actually becomes part of the solution, right? So I'm definitely sure there's going to be some kind of time manipulation. I think there's going to be some quantum stuff that's going to play into it. I think Adam Warlock's going to be part of it most likely, because if you remember the second part of Guardians of the Galaxy, at the very end credit scene, in that egg that was there, that is Adam Warlock. Okay, so he's a fucking super badass, but he used to have one of the stones. That was part of what made, he had the Soul Stone, and that's what made him so powerful, was the fact that he understood intimately the workings of the Soul Stone, and so he would use that stone indirectly to cock block and mess up the other stones when he was dealing with Thanos. Now, we could say Doctor Strange is acting as the proxy for that, because Adam Warlock didn't show up yet. So he obviously hasn't had the stone, he's still in the fucking egg. He hasn't come out yet. So Strange could play that role, and he did something with the Time Stone, and he manipulated something, and so when the thing was triggered, the gauntlet got fucked up, some other things got put into play, and I think that is why Strange was basically so cryptic and said, you know, things had to go this way, you know, you'll understand. And so, you know, yeah, I think Tony Stark's going to play a big role. I think there's going to be some form of reconciliation between Captain America and Tony Stark as they're dealing with this particular situation. I think we'll also see Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck. No, I don't think Howard's gonna play a role necessary. Hang on, let me make sure I have this guy up here so I can see. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss any updates. Sometimes the company that does these things that I have to deal with, yeah, they surprise me. Normally it takes about an hour for them to respond, but sometimes they jump right on it, and that would actually be great if they could and help me figure out what the fuck's going on here. But so I think we'll see the Hulk come in and finally play a role again. And it was good to see that the Russo brothers validated my original assessment that the Hulk was just pissed off at Bruce Banner and basically said, fuck you, I'm not coming out because you consider me a curse and I'm actually a blessing and I'm tired of you always bullshitting. So it is going to have to come a point where Banner reconciles with the Hulk, and then the Hulk will come out and be able to handle business. So we'll see the Hulk play a role. We'll see what happened to Hawkeye. And it's funny how many people are putting emphasis on Hawkeye, but Hawkeye's just a dude. He's just a regular guy, just like Black Widow. Granted, they're amazing fighters. They can hold it down. But they don't have super abilities. So it's kind of like, okay, you see the Hulk get bitch slapped around by Thanos. Granted, Thanos is probably utilizing some of the Power Stone's ability, but Thanos, in his own right, is an amazing villain. He's super powerful. He's strong. He knows how to fight. He's got a very very strong will, and he's ranked as, even without the Infinity Gauntlet, he's ranked as one of the more powerful beings. So, you know, what would be cool too if they did touch the X-Men stuff is to pull in some of the stuff, some of these other characters like the Gladiator. Gladiator is a badass, big mohawk dude that was with the Shi'ar, or Shi'ar, I think that's how you say the name of them. First time I've ever had to say that out loud. Shi'ar. And he just, that fucking Gladiator just throws down and fights like a fucking, like a beast. That fucker can fight. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I am super excited to see what they do, and I think no matter what, like I already know Thanos is going to have to be defeated at some point, but I would like to see the death of Captain America. I would like to see some kind of a huge sacrifice where a major character is done. Some kind of an epic sacrifice to make things right. If they fucking just bullshit it, I'm gonna be pissed. There better be a price to pay. That's all I gotta say, because, you know, going against Thanos is already dangerous in of itself, but Thanos with even a partially working Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, Darkseid, well, Thanos is, I think, a direct ripoff of Darkseid. Darkseid is a very, very powerful character. I thought we would see him show up in Wonder Woman, but that wasn't the case. They ended up going with Ares. But, you know, maybe this next Wonder Woman, we'll see. We'll see what's up. Yeah, the Sentries are fun. Sentinels, you mean? Oh, Sentry. No. You're talking Sentry, the character. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sentry. Yeah, you know, again, they got to be careful with that. Like, I'm glad they're doing a Captain Marvel movie before the next Avengers, so you're not like, wait, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? You pull Sentry out of the fucking woodwork without some kind of a backstory or something in there, people are going to be like, huh? Who? What? You know, they're going to be real confused. You got to be careful with that. It's difficult. Oh, let's see what this is. This is probably somebody wants to know what's going on. Let's see. Funny.
funny, funny.
So, yeah, you gotta be careful with the characters you bring in because if you blindside the audience, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? That's so cheap. You just pulled in a fucking another OP character that nobody saw coming." Blah 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 blah. We see Captain Marvel. She's gonna be going against the Skrull. It'll be interesting to see if they bring in Super Skrull. The other group that might be interesting is to see if they bring Fantastic Four in because that's the other one that Fox is gonna let go. Has let go as part of Disney now, right? I think it was Disney that bought that section. Anyway, having Reed Richards as part of the equation might be very interesting to see. Well, we'll have to wait. It's so funny though because you have the dude that played actually, it's funny. The two torches. Wow, I just had a funny thing. So the first torch became Captain America, right? The second torch became Killmonger on Black Panther, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check that. I'm almost positive though. So if we go to Human Torch actors, yep, Michael B. Jordan, he was Killmonger, and Chris Evans, yep. So that's funny. Both of those dudes ended up becoming other characters in the MCU. How funny is that? What's up, Wicked? How you doing, brother? Let's see. Stan Lee's character is one of the cosmic characters. Yeah, he is, because they did that on the last one, and that kind of shows why he shows up in all of these cameos. So he's kind of like a Watcher, but not really. He's probably above like a Watcher, because there's a point in I think one of the Ant-Mans, wasn't it? I think it was Ant-Man, the first one, when he was going through the. Oh wait, which one was it? Was it Ant-Man? There was one where they were going through these different dimensions or something like that. Maybe it was Doctor Strange. It was one of them, and you had Stan Lee talking with the Watchers, and they were leaving him alone. So that's kind of funny. Anyway, but yeah, that's funny, right? So the two characters that played Human Torch ended up going somewhere else. Yeah, there's some talk about Michael B. Jordan being the next Superman, and that will fail. I know people are saying, "Oh, you know what? We should live in a society where color doesn't matter and blah blah blah." But you know what? You have so many years of Superman, and Superman's not black. It's just the way it is. If it's some future Superman or something else, after Doomsday killed him, and suddenly there's these derivative Supermans and stuff like that. Sure, by all means, but nah, can't see that. Can't see that. Just like James Bond. There's some talk of having another dude play James Bond, and I'm kind of like, we'll see. Defenders 1. So we had Defenders on Netflix, and it was basically just Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones. The original Defenders in the comic book also had what was it? Doctor Strange, Submariner, I think. Let's see, original Defenders. I think Ghost Rider, Marvel original Defenders. So the original Defenders, Hulk, Namor, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, is what they're saying here. That's the new Defenders. So the original Defenders, you had Doctor Strange, Submariner, Hulk. Yeah, that's it. Looks like that was it. It was Hulk, Namor, and Doctor Strange was the very first ones, which is funny because we're not even really seeing any Submariner in any of the stuff. So that's kind of crazy. Oh, okay, Garen, you're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the one you're talking about. Superman's adopted cousin. Was a big fan of Iron Fist and Power Man. Well, there is a in the second season of Luke Cage, they actually have a team up with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, which is pretty fun. That was a lot of fun. I guess Hulk wouldn't fit on a small screen. You know, that's too bad, actually. The CG to do Hulk and stuff is so easy. They could probably do a really cool. I bet Netflix would fucking do a fucking cool ass series with the Hulk. Because I look at what they've done with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist and stuff like that, and I think Netflix does an amazing job bringing in people's personal lives and a little soap opera type settings that they present very well. I know a lot of people don't like it. They want more action. They wanted to see some fucking epic fights and stuff like that. But I really enjoy the Netflix stuff. In fact, when I'm done with the stream, I'm going to probably go chill with the wife and watch some more Iron Fist and hope this ticket resolves pretty soon. Let me see, what time is it? Because I might be able to shift change. So my shift change is in 45 minutes. So, and Punisher was fucking amazing. Punisher was very, very, very good. So I really enjoy what Netflix has been doing with the characters. You know, I look at the Daredevil stuff, and I think this next season of Daredevil is just going to be fucking epic. Epic, epic, epic. So I've been enjoying Iron Fist, and I know some people probably won't like it, but I've been liking it. I've been digging it. I've been digging it quite a bit. I've been liking the soapy parts of it. Danny Rand and Colleen's relationship, and how I really like their interaction with each other. It seems like they're getting stronger and stronger with it. I have not seen Cobra Kai yet. I've heard that it is very, very good. Yeah, Wicked. As you watch it, understand they cut 2 episodes out of the lineup. So as you're watching it, you probably, like me and the wife, you're going to notice some things that are a little jarring. Like they'll establish some things and get things like it's going to be something epic, and then suddenly there's no follow-up. Like, what the fuck happened there? But even despite that, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying Iron Fist quite a bit. And I think we got 4 episodes down. So we're not quite at the halfway mark, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it pretty much. Very well. And then I'm hoping once this one is done, Bronx says I finished it. It was okay. Yeah. It's one of those things that I'm pretty forgiving about it, just because as a kid growing up, I read a lot of Iron Fist, and I read a lot of Luke Cage. Yeah, I agree with that part already, just from what I've seen already, Bronx, that it's definitely better than the last season. And his interaction on Luke Cage was fucking fun. Yeah, Shang-Chi, yep, that would be fun. You know, I thought Luke Cage was fucking amazing. I loved it. and Bushmaster character was great just because it was an interesting bad guy that you actually kind of rooted for. You had legitimate beef, and you're like, yeah, sorry, Luke. I know you're trying to do right, but I'm kind of digging the Bushmaster, you know. And I was walking around with some Jamaican shit. I was talking Jamaican shit for like 2 weeks after I was done with Luke Cage, just because I enjoyed it so fucking much. And definitely enjoyed when Iron Fist was in there hanging out a little bit. I thought that was fun. So I hope they at least give it a chance to do Heroes for Hire. Because if they combine Heroes for Hire and the Daughters of the Dragon, which is Colleen and Misty, so if you had Colleen and Misty as a team, and you had Luke Cage and Danny doing shit, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. Exactly, Wicked. You know, there's that gray area. It's like, is he good? Is he bad? You know, fuck, he's just trying to get justice. He's got his own moral code. He's, fuck, in the right situation, you could paint Bushmaster as a fucking anti-hero. And it's funny because, we got Venom coming out next month, and the whole tagline there is, we don't need any more heroes. It's time for something else. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So, I really hope Venom is going to be hard. I'm hoping it's not going to be some bullshit. I hope it's hard as fuck when it comes out. But, I'm not going to hold my breath just because you never can tell. It is coming from Fox. And Fox, it is Fox, right? I'm pretty sure it's fucking Fox. Oh, what do we got? Hang on, guys. All right. Okay. Hang on, let me see what this update is here. I'll be pulling your circuit design, checking current. Update you further time. I would update. See what I told you? So somebody picked it up, and they said they will update me within the next hour. So there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. Trying to recall, did he ever hurt innocent people? I know he straight up murdered some people, but they were criminals and such. No, he didn't hurt anybody innocent. In fact, he told Mariah's daughter, I don't have beef with you. You can fucking leave. And so, yeah, he didn't. In fact, if there was innocent people, it seemed like he went out of his way to make sure nothing happened to them. So yeah, they did a good job putting Bushmaster into a very interesting position, and I was happy that at the end of the day he wasn't he wasn't bullshitted. Like they didn't cheat his character. He was able to go home. So without fucking spilling anything. All right. Let me see. What time is it? It's 9:15. That was 9:15 when that came in. Yeah, it was 9:15. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, this show ended up getting interrupted like crazy, and I apologize, but that's what happens when you end up having to work this shit. Yeah, Black Mariah, Mariah Stokes was just a bad fucking seed. Like, you felt bad for her in certain levels, but at the same time you're kind of like, ugh. And then, but the daughter, woo, she's gonna be something else. She's gonna be a problem. She's gonna be a problem because Luke Cage has already showed that you can't blow him up, you can't do this, you can't do that, but that doesn't mean necessarily that you can't fuck with his insides. So like his cells are stronger and everything else, but I suspect something like poison would cause problems for him. Would cause problems because there was this part where Bushmaster blew some stuff in his face and it paralyzed him. So we know the neurological effects of certain things can affect Luke Cage. So it'll be interesting to see if she ends up playing a pivotal role in the next one. Yeah, no sympathy. Yeah, no sympathy for fucking Mariah. She became a real bad fucking seed. And it was kind of, I was pretty happy to see what happened to her. I was kind of, bye bye. Yeah, exactly. Yep, the zombie dust. So, we do know that that stuff can affect him. And we also can see that a sufficiently powerful enough opponent can cause problems. He can have concussions. He can get hurt. So, granted, your average everyday person coming up and shooting him, even with a those guns that had the special bullets that fucked him up on the first season, didn't have any effect on him on a second season. Hang on. Oh. Okay. That sucks. Well, at least I have a good tech, but the problem is the tech found the problem and now he's passing the buck to a specialist. Well, I guess that was done fast enough. Anyway, ooh, MODOK. Oh my God, they can't make a big giant floating head. Wait a minute, didn't they? I think they did do something in there, didn't they? So let's see. In Winter Soldier, what character was that? Winter Soldier, signed Hydra, Hydra character in computer. Let's see. I know Zola. I think it's Zola. Dr. Arnim Zola. Let's see. Yep, that's him. Working for Hydra. The Tesseract. Let's see. And then he died. He went there. Started. Zola. Yeah, Zola. So that's not MODOK. Yeah, MODOK was the other dude with the big head floating inside the thing with the little arms and shit. Yeah, that would be funky. I can't see them doing fucking MODOK. I think they would make it like a big holographic head similar to fucking Power Rangers. I think they would do something like that because seeing a big head, little tiny arms in a floating suit, yeah, I don't think that's going to translate well in 2018, 19, whatever. So, I don't know. I can't see that. Anyway, I got to write up some reports and some other stuff real quick, and then that way I can go jump in on some Iron Fist, but I got to get ready for my shift change and stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the show here. Sorry it was so chaotic, guys. I didn't really expect to see a lot of action tonight, but it ended up being kind of an active evening. But just want to thank you guys for tuning in, checking stuff out. We'll see what happens next week. We have a housewarming party that might be a little off the chain by this particular point in the evening. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. We'll play it by ear. In the meantime, you guys have yourself a wonderful fucking evening. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. And I will see you guys hopefully next week. And we'll go from there. All right, that's it for now. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell your friends far and wide. Exactly, Garen, like the living planet. You know, it was really difficult on that. Keep your head on a swivel, guys. A lot of weird shit going on. And just be good to each other. All right? So I will see you guys later. All right. Live stream the whole party. I thought about that. I'm not sure how that's going to play out, because that could actually be really bad. Really bad. All right. So anyway, later, guys.